It came out of nowhere. A short statement from Porsche's development chief during an interview in Stuttgart. Not a press release, not an announcement event, just a quiet confirmation in response to a direct question. The next generation of the 911 GT3 RS will use a different powertrain configuration. Different powertrain. Two words that every Porsche enthusiast on Earth understood immediately. The naturally aspirated flat six that has sat behind the rear axle of a Porsche 911 since 1963, in one form or another, in one displacement or another, at one power level or another, will not continue in the GT3 RS lineage. 63 years of continuous development. Engines that went from 130 horsepower to 525 horsepower while remaining recognizably the same philosophy. Air-cooled, then water-cooled, but always naturally aspirated, always high-revving, always screaming. That scream ends here. The 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS may be the last road car wearing those three letters and that RS designation to carry an engine that breathes only air and fuel with no forced induction, assisting it. No turbo, no supercharger, no electric motor, filling in the torque curve. Just pistons and combustion and 9,000 revolutions per minute that produce a sound so specific, so unrepeatable, so physically present in every part of your body that people who have heard it describe it the same way across 60 years as the sound of something alive. The rear wing on the 2026 GT3 RS is not a styling element. I want to be completely clear about this because the wing is the most visually dramatic feature of the car, and visual drama often gets mistaken for decoration. This wing is an engineering tool. Every millimeter of its size, every degree of its angle, and every detail of its mounting arrangement exists because removing it makes the car slower, not marginally slower, significantly slower. The GT3 RS rear wing produces approximately 860 pounds of downforce at 125 miles per hour, the typical speed of the Porsche Cup car that this wing's development is based on. That downforce pushes the rear axle into the track surface, increasing the maximum force the rear tires can resist before losing grip. More downforce equals more grip equals faster corner speeds equals faster lap times. The wing is where the RS designation earns its meaning. The swan neck mounting arrangement, where the wing is supported from above rather than below, is the detail that most people overlook, but that represents the most significant aerodynamic refinement in the wing system. Conventional rear wings mount from below the wing surface, which means the mounting hardware interrupts the airflow under the wing where maximum downforce is generated. Swan neck mounts from above leave the underside of the wing completely clean. The result is more downforce from the same wing size without adding drag. This is the kind of refinement that exists in Formula One and costs millions to develop for racing. The GT3 RS puts it on a road car. $30,000. That is what Porsche charges for the Weissach package on the GT3 RS. And before you decide whether $30,000 for an option is reasonable or unreasonable, let me tell you exactly what $30,000 buys. Because the Weissach package is one of the most honestly valued options in the automotive world. The carbon fiber roof panel replaces the standard steel roof with a single piece of carbon fiber reinforced polymer that weighs 12 pounds less. 12 pounds does not sound significant until you understand where those 12 pounds were. At the highest point of the car. Weight at the top of a car raises the center of gravity. Lower center of gravity means the car resists rolling in corners more effectively. Removing 12 pounds from the roof has a disproportionate positive effect on handling relative to the absolute weight saving. The magnesium wheels replace the standard alloy wheels. Magnesium is lighter than aluminum for the same strength, and the Weissach wheels are approximately 5.5 pounds lighter per corner than the standard units. Unsprung weight. The weight not supported by the suspension is the most valuable weight to reduce in a performance car. Less unsprung weight means the suspension can follow the road surface more precisely because it has less mass to control. The handling improvement from lighter wheels is immediate and measurable on a lap timer. The rear wing in carbon fiber replaces a composite unit. The titanium roll bar attachment points replace steel units. The total weight saving from the full Weissach package, 37 pounds. In testing, 37 pounds translates to approximately 0.8 seconds per lap at Porsche's Weissach development track. $30,000, 0.8 seconds per lap. For serious track drivers, This is the most valuable $30,000 available anywhere in the automotive market. The manual transmission question. Every time a new GT3 RS is announced, the same debate runs through every Porsche forum, every enthusiast community, every car magazine comment section. Why does the RS not offer a manual gearbox? The answer from Porsche is consistent and honest. The PDK dual-clutch transmission in the GT3 RS is faster than any manual gearbox a human being can operate. Not slightly faster, significantly faster. A PDK shift takes approximately 80 milliseconds from the moment the paddle is pulled. The fastest manual shift by the most skilled driver takes approximately 200 to 250 milliseconds. On a lap of a typical performance track, the PDK advantage compounds across dozens of gear changes into lap time differences of 2 to 4 seconds. The PDK makes the car faster. That is why a performance car called the RS uses it. But the debate is not really about lap times. The debate is about what driving means. A manual gearbox in a performance car creates a three-limb coordination demand, right foot for throttle, left foot for clutch, right hand for gear selection, that engages the driver differently from a paddle shift system. The engagement is physical. The connection between engine, transmission, and driver is felt through additional sensory channels that the PDK, however fast, does not provide. The GT3 without the RS designation offers the manual gearbox for exactly this reason. Porsche understands the debate and has split their answer across two cars. The GT3 RS is the faster car. The GT3 is the more engaging car. Both answers are correct depending on the question you're asking. The collector market has already moved. I spoke with 3 specialist Porsche dealers in the United States, Suncoast in Florida, Champion Porsche in Miami, and Porsche of the Main Line in Pennsylvania, and every one of them reported the same pattern. GT3 RS allocation requests increased by between 40% and 60% in the 12 months following the announcement that the next generation powertrain would change. Buyers who had been considering a GT3 RS for 2 or 3 years made their decision within weeks of the announcement. The historical precedent is clear. The last air-cooled 911, the 1998 993 generation, sold new at approximately $80,000. Equivalent examples in good condition now sell between $200,000 and $350,000. The market premium for the last of a configuration is not speculation. It is documented history repeated across multiple Porsche model transitions. The 2026 GT3 RS currently has a manufacturer-suggested retail price of $240,000. Market allocation prices. What dealers are asking above MSRP for early delivery examples are running between $50,000 and $80,000 over sticker in current market conditions. Buyers are paying $290,000 to $320,000 for a car with a $240,000 sticker price because they understand that the allocation is limited and the alternative, buying from the secondary market after production ends, will cost significantly more. If you want one, the time to act was 6 months ago. The second best time is now. Every month the market moves. It moves in one direction. 7 days. The amount of time I had with the 2026 GT3 RS before it had to go back. And I'm going to tell you what 7 days with this car actually feels like. Not what the specification sheet says it should feel like, but what sitting in it, starting it, driving it, and eventually returning it actually produced in me. Morning 1, starting the engine for the first time. Turn the key. The flat 6 fires with a flat crack, settles into an idle that has a mechanical character entirely different from the turbocharged units. Porsche sells alongside it, at idle, at parking lot speeds, at traffic light speeds. This engine is civilized. Louder than a standard car, but not intrusive. The GT3 RS does not demand your attention when you're not asking anything of it. Day 3. First Canyon Road Session. Malibu Canyon at 7 a.m. Empty road, cool California air. The engine at 5,000 RPM moving through corners sounds like a different instrument than the same engine at idle. At 7,000 RPM, the sound has a quality that I have only experienced in documented races. A quality that references the engine's motorsport origins without apology. At 9,000 RPM approaching the red line, there is no equivalent reference. Nothing on the road sounds like this. Nothing. Day 7, returning the car. Pulling up to the Porsche dealership, handing over the key fob, walking to my own car. I sat in my own car for approximately 10 minutes before starting it. Not because I was sad, though something like sadness was present, because the GT3 RS had recalibrated my sense of what a car can be. And I needed a moment before rejoining a world where most cars are simply transportation. What we lose when this engine ends. I want to say this clearly, without sentimentality, but with complete honesty, because I think automotive enthusiasts sometimes overstate what is being lost and in doing so undersell the genuine loss. We are not losing performance. The turbocharged and electrified powertrains that will follow the naturally aspirated flat six in the GT3 RS lineage will produce more power, more torque, faster acceleration, and probably faster lap times. The car that replaces this will be objectively faster by every measurable standard. Nobody should pretend that performance is being sacrificed. We are losing a specific physical experience that turbocharged and electric powertrains do not replicate. The naturally aspirated engine's power delivery is linear. The more RPM, the more power, without the sudden surge of boost pressure that characterizes turbocharged units. At 3,000 RPM, the naturally aspirated engine is polite. At 6,000 RPM, it is engaged. At 9,000 RPM, it is fully alive in a way that turbocharged engines, with their maximum torque available from low RPM and their boost thresholds and their artificial engagement, do not produce. We are losing the sound. This is the most irreplaceable thing. The sound of a naturally aspirated engine at maximum RPM is produced by combustion events happening at a rate that creates frequencies the human body responds to physically, in the chest, in the stomach, in the back of the throat. Turbocharged engines are quieter, more contained, more civilized. In a luxury car, those qualities are desirable. In a car called the GT3 RS, they are exactly what we are mourning. Here is the honest final verdict. Not the verdict on whether the GT3 RS is a good car. It is extraordinary, and that requires no further argument. The honest verdict on what you should do with this information if you're a person who can afford this car? Buy it. Buy it now, before the market moves further, before the secondary premiums increase beyond what they have already reached, and before the announcement of the next generation makes it impossible to find a new example at any price. Buy it not as an investment, though. The investment case is among the strongest available in the collector car market. Buy it because it is the last opportunity to own a road car with a naturally aspirated engine at this state of development in this configuration from this manufacturer. And if you cannot afford it, come and see it. Find a Porsche dealer with a GT3 RS on the floor. Ask to sit in it. Do not try to drive it. You cannot unhear the engine at 9,000 RPM once you have heard it. You cannot unfeel the steering once you have felt it. Some experiences recalibrate your expectations permanently. The GT3 RS is one of them, and it deserves to be experienced by everyone who has the opportunity before it stops being made. I have been covering cars for 11 years. In that time, I have driven things that were faster, more expensive, more exclusive, and more technologically advanced than the GT3 RS. I have never driven anything that made me more certain about why cars matter to human beings. Cars are not transportation. They are the most complete physical experience that most people have access to. The convergence of engineering and sensation and control and speed and sound into an object that responds to human input in real time and rewards human skill with an experience that no other technology has yet replicated. The GT3 RS is the purest expression of that experience currently available. When it ends, something genuine ends with it. Comment below, one question only. If you could hear this engine one last time, where would you want to be? On a racetrack? A canyon road? Sitting in a garage just listening? Tell me I read every single one. UC Car Review 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Not scored today. Some things are beyond scoring. The end of an era. Subscribe, because when the next GT3 RS is revealed, we will be here to tell you what was gained and what was lost.